Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am back for another Slim Sports interview. And as always, I am your host, Jay Slim. And joining me today is a 6'4" defensive end out of the Troy Trojans that obviously has the best background out of anybody that I've had on the podcast this year already. Got to show off the wallpaper. I'm talking about Phillip Lee. What's going on, man?
What up? What up? How you doing?
Doing great, man. Excited to have you on after a great season. You've had a great career so far with the Trojans. You're looking to grow that into 2025. And I want fans and viewers of yourself and of the podcast to get to know a little bit more about your accolades in a quick segment that I like to call Rewind and Recap. Just going to rewind the clock and talk about some of your biggest accomplishments. First of which, back to back Sun Belt Conference championships, where you guys went a combined 23-5 between the 2022 and 2023 seasons. 2022 Sun Belt Championship beat Coastal Carolina 45 to 26. Fast forward 2023, beat Appalachian State 49 to 49 to 23. And then obviously with the championships come bowl games, back-to-back bowl games in 22 and 23. So obviously you know how to help your team win, you know how to help lead them to success. Talk to me real quick about this Trojan culture and how it seems to mesh so well with your own culture to where you're able to help them win and they're able to help you succeed as well.
Yeah. So first, I believe it starts with like the leaders and like the coaches and the players that you got. Like Troy culture is big on being together and like having a standard that we hold each other accountable, and we do that. I'm big on holding myself accountable. I have this thing on my mirror say "me versus me," so it starts with me. I can't hold nobody else accountable if I'm not holding myself accountable. Like I can't go out there and try to teach my teammates something or like tell them something if I'm not doing it myself. So it starts with that. Then it leads to we got a good brotherhood here at Troy where everybody accept accountability and accept coaching, and everybody got the same mindset. That's the win. So we trying our best to do.
Mhm. Yeah, and obviously back-to-back championships, bowl game appearances. I mean, you guys have always had a historic run every single season with the Trojans, obviously during your time there and before you even got there. I've had Damian Taylor on, your guys running back on the podcast already this season, and he's talked very highly about the culture as well. And you yourself, you absolutely dominated the field at that defensive end position, did whatever you could to get into the backfield, disrupt the quarterback in any kind of way. How would you say this system for Troy utilizes your skill set so effectively to where you were able to have the production that you did this past season?
Yeah. So Troy, the system fits me because it allowed me to be me. It allowed me to play free and be able to do what I do. So then I just know I tell my coaches all the time, if I get a one on one with offensive alignment, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna win that one on one. No matter how many times we go, I'm gonna always win. The outcome gonna always be me. And that really just shit right there fits me.
Hey, there you go, man. And obviously, you've been with the program for a couple of years and you've seen your role grow as well as your production on the field. But as far as your role goes, how would you say you've really embraced a higher level role this past season compared to the few years prior to where you're more of a leader on the field by example and off the field?
Yeah. So when I got here back in 2021, I had Richard Richard Juvenile and Javal Solomon who played for the Bills in front of me. So I just took they gave me a lot of stuff. They was helping me and teaching me. I just took everything they was teaching me. I took it all in, even from Carton Marshall and KJ Robinson and Will Cholo, all the big time defensive players that was in front of me. I took everything that they was teaching me. I took it all in, and I knew like one day my time would come. So now it's like finally my time. I'm just embracing what they gave me into the younger kids and my younger teammates and people that's in my position.
There you go. And hopefully one day soon you'll be in the NFL ranks with some of your former teammates. And I tell you what, you're already making highlight plays like those NFL pros. And I want to talk about some of them in a quick segment that I like to call Make That Play. Going to show off a little bit of what you do best, show off some of your best highlights from this past season. And I have my list right here, some of the highlights that I could find on Twitter, YouTube, social media. But you're the guy getting in the backfield. You're the one bringing people down for those big time tackles and sacks. What play would you say was your top play this past season?
For some reason, I love the owl 4th to 1 stop. Like that's just my top play. It's my best one because it's our. That's a big team. You know, they went for it on 4th and 1 when they could have just kicked the field goal against us. But I feel like they didn't think we had enough in us to stop them on 4th and 1. So for me to make that play on 4th and 1, it meant a lot. Like, that's just a special play, and the place was packed and loud too. It's a great environment. So it was like to make a play like that in a place like that's a lot. You don't get that many opportunities.
There you go. They clearly did not put enough credit to your name, and you were able to make that big time play. However, I do not have that on my top three plays.
Yeah,
Probably should have, but my top three really had to go with the big time sacks. First of which, big time sack against Southern Miss, where you hit a perfect swim move right past the offensive tackle, ended up hunting down that quarterback, and boom, laid him in the dirt. Did what you do best, getting one of those big time sacks for your team. And then number two, big time 11-yard sack after the QB recovered from Julian Peterson's sack attempt. He helped lead the way, caused him to scramble a little bit more. You came out of nowhere again, and then boom, put him back down in a big time performance overall in that Southern Miss game for yourself. And
but
then number three against South Alabama, you
oh, that
went unblocked on this play, and I have no idea how
that
they did not block you. You went speeding right past straight towards Gio Lopez, a really good scrambling quarterback, and you tracked him down, brought him in the dirt as well. So, what you were able to do this past season, get into the backfield, was nothing short of amazing. And your guys' defense as a whole, you guys ended up ranking fourth in the Sun Belt in yards allowed and rushing yards allowed. So you guys did a tremendous job at holding down the run game and holding off your opponents overall. What would you say went into this production for the defense overall to where you guys were able to put up, or I guess, hold off those big time numbers from your opponents?
Yeah, we know. So like we know that if teams can't, we got to make teams one dimensional. Like we got to make sure teams ain't gonna be able to do both. You're not gonna be able to run the ball against us and pass the ball against us. So making the team one dimensional is a big factor in football. Period. And it's like we have a standard to where we don't want teams to think they can run all over us. So we're gonna stop the run and make them throw the ball so our edge rushers and pass rushers like me and everybody else can do what we do best, is what get to the quarterback.
There you go, man. And you guys ended up being had a coaching change this past season. Head coach Gerard Parker took over, and you
Yeah,
guys went through kind of a growing pains type of season, 4-8 overall, 3-5 in what was a very tough Sun Belt conference, as you well know, having won the championship the 2 years prior. How would you say going into year two of his system, of his philosophy on how to run a program, will help lead you guys back to a championship and another bowl game?
but yeah, the way he's coaching us right now, we're gonna win a lot of games. And I feel bad for on the other side of it. It's gonna be real scary. The way that our team looking right now, looking real scary for our opponents. We're gonna win a lot of games. We got a lot of big time players and big players, big key players who want to make a lot of plays, and new players, and a lot of players being developed and coached right. To everybody got the dog in the mindset to want to win. You know, we're gonna win a lot of games. And everybody, like I said before, everybody a self accountability and coach to take coaching, and it's starting to show off right now as spring go on.
There you go, man. And you yourself returning for another year, you've been there since I believe you said it was 2021. This past season alone, 30 tackles, 15 solo, 5 sacks, 11 tackles for loss. You had those 2 sacks against Southern Miss and then had a sack against South Alabama, Louisiana, and Florida A&M. So all very talented teams where you were able to get right through the offensive line and show your production. And now that you're coming back for another year, you're going to be looked to for sure as one of those captains, leaders on the team with what you've been able to do in the past. How are you looking to really embrace that role as a leader to help improve your teammates around you as well?
Uh, like I said, I'm all about like me versus me. So for me to be a great leader, I know it starts with me doing the right stuff because no one's gonna listen to somebody who ain't doing the right stuff. So I gotta make sure I'm on my game before I lead others. And with that being said, I'm just gonna, it's a challenge, but I'm all about taking challenge. That's what we do at Troy. We accept challenges. It's a challenge that was given to me to become a leader, become a captain, to be able to be able to keep the team composure the same, whether we down and have. You know, winning, losing the game it's about how what will I do as a leader. You know, I gotta make sure my head straight because everybody just gonna look up to me. If they see me down or mad, pouting, they gonna want to do the same thing, and I can't have that mindset as a leader.
There you go, man. And you mentioned before how, the coaching from Gerard Parker, how you guys are, feeling sorry for your opponents heading into next season. You guys gonna have a whole lot of wins. What are some of these key bright spots in, his system that he's running next season, the personnel that you guys have coming back or coming in that were not there last season, where you look at your guys' roster, your schedule, and say, oh yeah, we're going for a championship?
Um, we got some good edge rushers. We got good linebackers. We got some DBs. We got a good offense. We got some new receivers. Our quarterback Goose is back. We just got. We still got 1,000-yard running back Damian Taylor coming back. So we ain't doing nothing, but we got good tight ends too. Big E and Brody. All our tight ends probably scored a touchdown last season. Having 5 different tight ends to score a touchdown that's amazing. A lot of teams ain't doing that. You feel me? We got 3 tight ends playing at one time and one personnel. We like that's amazing right there, you know. So like everybody, like I said, everybody's improving and getting better. We learned each other from the first year, so the second year, you could tell the difference. Even in the weight room, everybody lifting heavy weight. Everybody just finding a way to get better, 1% better every day.
There you go, man. And that's spoken like a true leader right there. Damian Taylor, he gave off those leader vibes when I had him on earlier on in the season. He actually mentioned your name for me to look out for me to get you on this podcast in
Mm-hmm.
this segment that I like to call Who's Up Next. In this segment, you just give me some names that I should look out for, that I should reach out to, check out their numbers, have them on the podcast this year, next year, and so on.
Uh,
Uh, two rules to this. First of which, whoever you recommend, got to help me reach out, got to help me get them on. And number two, you gotta give me at least one name where they were not with Troy this past season.
that wasn't with Troy this past season.
Hmm.
Kalino. Uh, I can't think of his last name right now, but he's new to Troy. He's a DB. He come from Missouri State. Kalino. The way he carry himself now, he's definitely up next, and he gonna shine in the Sun Belt. I can feel it already, and I'm excited to see him play and to play with him.
There you go, man. You got any teammates at Troy? I know you got some dogs over there. DT was telling me some good ones. I want to hear some guys from Troy that you did play with last season also that I should reach out to because I know you got some great
Yeah,
players.
we got Jamal Williams. We got Devin Lafayette. Jamal played edge just like me. Devin Lafayette is like the spear safety. He's going to be very good. We got Jordan Stringer. He's a linebacker. On offense, we got Roman. He's a big receiver. We got Peyton Higgins. He's a little slot receiver, but he's got it going. Jordan Love is going to be good. Uh, who else? Ethan Connor, he's a big tight end. Brody Dalton, they big tight ends who made a lot of plays last year. Looking forward to making bigger plays this year to help us win another conference.
There you go, man. And right there, you just rattled off those names because you know what they can do. And that's a great segment of who's up next. And now that we've talked about who's up next, got to talk about what's next for yourself. Obviously, really attacking this offseason to go into the 2025 season, the best version of yourself yet. How are you really attacking this offseason? What's going into your routine to grow your production even further heading into 2025?
Yeah, so first it starts with my health. I gotta make sure like my body and my health is right. Then I'm working on making my body like get fit and become a bodybuilder almost. You know, my upper body get a little bit more stronger. Then this off season, I'm like during the summer, I'm doing a lot of speed stuff to work on my get off and stuff, my acceleration, my explosion off the ball to make sure I'm getting off the ball fast. Working on my hands to make sure I'm using them right at the right time, timing everything up with the offensive tackle. And like when I'm working, I'm thinking about my opponents. You know, it's like I know in order for me to beat them at what they doing, I got to be good at what I'm doing right now. So when I'm in the weight room, I'm thinking about who I'm going against every day. I'm going against big people, 300-pound, 6'5", 6'6", and higher officer tackles. I'm lifting like them. You know, just to show them that they might be a little bigger or not even bigger than me. But you know, what I'm doing is I want to be stronger than anybody I play against. You know, I want to show them that I'm tough and I'm the stronger person.
There you go, man. And I definitely can't wait to see what your production is on the field next season after putting up the numbers you did last year, no doubt you're going to take an even bigger jump heading into the 2025 season and lead Troy back to a Sun Belt championship, make it 3 rings on your career. And I'm beyond blessed to have somebody of your personality and your reputation on this podcast. I know DT and your teammates hold you in very high regard. So keep up the work, man. Go get another ring. And thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be on this podcast.
Thank you for having me, man. I enjoyed